Hello, Pam or Al, or who's ever watching this video. This is my explanation of my lesson plan. I decided to do a upper level 12th grade American history course in a school classroom. And I wanted to integrate the play Clybourne Park into that, looking at the concept of demographic shifts within Clybourne Park and looking historically where those things are present. So to start my lesson, there would be a brief discussion about the play Clybourne Park, the plot. Students would have come in already have read it, and there would be just a brief discussion on what exactly the play involves, and a brief discussion on what the definition of demographic shifts are. After that discussion has taken place, there will be a lecture looking at historically instances of demographic shifts. So for example, we could look at the Great Migration of African Americans from the South into the North after the Civil War, or we could also look at the immigration of Latin and Central American people into the United States in the contemporary culture, and gentrification, possibly in cities like New York. So touching on historically what is going on in the world right now and what has gone on, and tying the play itself to history. Once that's taken place, I'd want students to have a hands-on experience with the concepts of demographic shifts, to really feel what that might be like to have a community that you've built or that your parents or grandparents have lived in for a long time change because of a different people group, a different society, whatever it may be. And how I would do that is a short and fun activity. Before the activity, we would have a short warm-up, something to stretch the people out. But then once we get into the activity, it would involve 4 teams of 3 members each. And each of those teams would have a stack of Post-it notes. Now this activity is called Run This Town Night. And the objective is to get as many points as possible. And how points are earned is that there are 16 designated blocks, which are simply a line of tape. So there's 16 of these around a room, a line of tape going from the floor to the ceiling. And this is a block, and there'd be 16 of these. And how a team earns points is through a Post-it note, which is 1 point. Much like building a community, the teams will make their stacks and build up. But there's complications to building their community. There's complications to building these demographics. In that, you only earn the points for your specific block if your color is at the top of that block by the end of the game. So what does that mean? That means, say, another community or another team could come in during the game and put their Post-it note right there. Once a Post-it note has been placed on top of your team's stack of Post-it notes, you can no longer build in that area. You have to move on to a different one. This will create this confusion of students in a good way. Not like, I don't know what's going on, but this will create this fun atmosphere where students are running back and forth between the different blocks, trying to establish communities. Also, to keep students from just putting another one on top of that and take it back, you are unable to take back your block, so red can put theirs there until another team has put their Post-it note on top. Then red could return and claim their block again. And in this case, if it were the end of the game, red would get 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and so on and so forth as it goes around the room with the different blocks and the different communities. To encourage them to start the game, because a lot of students will be like, well, I don't want to put mine on the bottom because someone else will put theirs on top. If a community has one at the very bottom as well as the top, they get to multiply all the points they've earned by 2. So this specific red team would earn 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 is 8 points. As opposed to if they only had their block arranged like such, they would only earn 3 points. In addition, to encourage students to build and to put as many Post-it notes down as possible, the team with the most total Post-it notes regardless of if they are earned points, so that means their post-it is on the top, or not, would get to multiply their total earned points by 3. After the game is completed, we tally the scores and we crown a person or a team that would run the town tonight. After we've completed this initial activity, which does display this idea of demographic shifts, that a community can build and work and be in an area for a long time, and then a different group of people may come for a number of different reasons, possibly that another group has taken their block, and build on top of that. And by the end of that first activity, we would see the idea of these are the people groups that are there now. Once that's completed, I would change the game and complicate it a little bit in the second round, in that I would ask the teams to work together and to create a block where each team alternates their post-it notes. Students would be arranged in the center of the room, and they would work together in a relay-style race to get 150 points and build a bigger and stronger community together. After both these activities are completed, we would have a discussion on how it made the students feel, what kind of fear was instilled in them, what kind of anxiety in trying to maintain blocks and trying to gain blocks and trying to steal blocks, and this idea of demographically, how do people groups move and why do people groups move in the United States. Also, after that is complete, we'd also discuss what is accomplished through the different groups working together, and how can they build a bigger and stronger and better block through that. Hope you enjoyed this lesson plan. Have a great day.